Alright, so I am feeling rather good today. Something about these meditations has been definitely paying off, and I can kind of tell just by the steady flow of concentration and just feeling like my brain is in functioning order, if that makes any sense. Like, I'm not usually lost for words, and I'm just kind of chilling all the time, but also at the same time, it feels like everything's just kind of happening at the right time, if that makes any sense. So I'm not going to explain that too much. All I'm saying is we feel freaking good right now. But anyways, we have how many minutes left in lunch? Okay, so we have 23 minutes left in lunch. So we're going to set this timer for 21 minutes right now. So we have a little more time to just freaking chill after our meditation. And then we're going to go hit some shoulders today. So I'm pretty excited about all that. But anyways, if you do want to meditate with me, you can check the description below. Plug that ChatGPT prompt in with your own individualized responses, and you'll have your own personalized Transcendental Meditation mantra. But without further ado, let's freaking get into it. All right. Oh, yeah. Oh yeah, so we have freaking made it. We have freaking made it. Dude, I don't think you'll believe me when I tell you how heavy I am, because it surprised me. So, just for reference, last week I was at 220.2. And that was like after like 3 or 4 meals. You know, I was pretty far into the day. And then I measured myself, which I would not recommend doing if you're tracking your weight. I would just do it first thing, fasted, in the morning. That's the most accurate way that you can get it. So usually I'm about like 3 or 4 pounds fluctuating throughout the day. So like in the morning, I'll be at my lightest. And then at the end of the day, I'll usually be my heaviest. And that makes sense. That's just all the food. But this morning, fasted, I was 225.4. So that's a freaking massive jump. I mean, considering the fact that, you know, I was probably, when I measured that 220.2 last week, I was probably like, you know, like a good 216, 217 in the morning. So that means we've had an 8-pound, or somewhere around there, you know, in that ballpark, 8 to 10 pound jump in a week, which is freaking nuts. I mean, so for the record though, we also got our food bumped pretty high this week. We got our protein bumped, we got our carbs bumped, we got our fats bumped, we got everything bumped. It was just kind of one of those weeks that I sent my coach the video, and I mean, we just weren't gaining weight fast enough, it looked like, because why else would he give me that much food? We're also on, you know, the YK11, which I'm out of. I haven't had that for like 2 days, but we are on the IGF LR3. And so whenever the IGF or any muscle building peptide is thrown in the mix, you know, that means my body will be able to take quite a bit more in terms of food and muscle repair. So we take advantage of that, and we really just flood the body with food. So that was that was nuts though. I haven't seen that weight in the morning in, I think it's been, I mean, man, I can't even remember the last time, because the heaviest I've ever been of all time was like a 232. And just for reference, I'm about like 6'1". So, and that was not a good 232. That was just like, that was a fat 232. I'll say that much, because I went on one run and I had shin splints for a week, and I literally ran like half a mile. It was not the business. So this, I'll do like a pose down after shoulders too, so you can really see how I'm looking. This at 225.4 in the morning today, I mean, it's hard to believe, because it's not like, you know, I'm anywhere near contest prep shape, or, you know, like anything in that ballpark as far as like leanness, but I'm definitely a whole lot leaner than I was at that 232, extremely bulked up years ago. So that just means we're doing something right. That means it's not just the carbs, or it's not just the food in general being bumped up. You know, we've definitely tacked on some muscle. So it's been a pretty productive off season. I mean, the last time that I competed was November of Was it December? No. Yeah, it must have been November. I think it was start of November 2024. And now we're at almost end of February 2026. So we're about like a year and a quarter into our bulk, like 1.25, somewhere around there, years into our bulk. So this has been the longest bulk that I've had in a while. Like, I'm talking years, because the other years I was just competing, doing about like a show or two a year. But I was going up against enhanced athletes, and so that kind of, that discouraged me just a little bit, because I really believe that I could do it naturally. But man, there's a saying, it takes what it takes, and I actually heard that from Sam Sulik pretty recently, and it's pretty true. I mean, you got to do what you got to do, and you got to do whatever it takes. So since I'm not taking anything other than the peptides, we might have our crack at maybe a natural competition, but they also have their restrictions in that. But my thing is, how would they possibly, I don't know, my thing is, how would they see a string of amino acids, because that's all peptides are. So how would they see that in a test? Now, if I'm totally open, if anybody wants to educate me, I want to know, I really do want to know how that's possible, like how that can show up in a, like in a urine sample or whatever kind of test, because it doesn't really check out for me. But anyways, we are headed to get some freaking shoulders in, as I said. So we're probably going to be doing somewhere in the ballpark of, we're still on the 8 sets. So we're doing, I think, like 8 sets of face pulls, 8 sets of side raises, probably 8 sets of a press, and then 8 sets of some sort of shrug. And I might even throw in a sunrise rear delt, which is kind of it's a specialty movement. So basically, it's just supposed to hammer your rear delts, and it's actually my coach's creation. So it goes, you're doing a regular bent over rear delt fly. You do that for 5 reps, and then you just move up an inch from that bent over position, and you do another 5 reps, and then you move up another inch, and you do another 5 reps until you're almost fully standing, doing your last 5 reps, and man, in some cases probably crying. It's freaking gnarly. It will leave your rear delts extremely pumped. So if you ever are looking for like a crazy rear delt exercise, but you don't have a lot of time, that is the freaking business. That is for sure. But anyways, we're gonna be hitting maybe that today. I might just do it just for fun at the very end of my workout. But other than that, that's pretty much it. Meditations have been freaking phenomenal lately. And I think that kind of also coincides with it takes what it takes, because it really does. Because yesterday I woke up, I had my regular 20-minute Transcendental Meditation. And then at lunch, I had I had like a student who needed something, and then also my girlfriend, she also subs, and so she was at the same school that day, so she came to visit me. But by the time that our visitation, or like us just meeting up, by the time that was over, I only had like a little less than 15 minutes. And so I still use that time to get my meditation in. But after that, I was just feeling like that just wasn't enough, because it wasn't. Like Transcendental Meditation is supposed to be anywhere in the region of like 15 to 20 minutes. And so that's okay, But I did throw in a third meditation yesterday. So we got home, we went on a nice walk outside because I don't know if you can freaking tell, but it is freaking nice out. It's 79 degrees. That's what the car reads right now. So it's kind of crazy, especially considering that, the past week, or I guess like 2 weeks ago, it was still freezing, and I think raining as well. So this is a nice change. But anyways, we went on a walk, nice day out yesterday, and then I got my third meditation in yesterday. And that third meditation, I could feel it. It was like exactly what I needed, because I put my everything into meditation, and when I feel like it's not enough, I'll do a little bit more. And usually the more I put into it, the more I get out of it, just like with anything. And so it's kind of like if you're really serious about cutting body fat, you're going to be really serious about being in that caloric deficit and hitting your cardio and hitting your training, getting enough sleep, all these different things. It's like the more you put in, the more you're going to get out. And so that's kind of how I felt about that meditation yesterday. And I got to be honest, it was nice, because it's kind of like a restful spot for the rest of, for my day, because the whole day we're doing stuff, right? You got responsibilities. You got to go to school, you got to go to work, you got to prep your meals, you got to do all this stuff, right? Like you're constantly in this state of doing. Whereas when you only focus on a very minimal amount of doing with the meditation, all I'm focusing on is just the mantra. That's it, nothing else. It gives you a nice rest, honestly, because it's almost like you're, I don't know, like it's something about it where it's like if you reduce the amount of doing that you're doing, you're obviously going to rest. And so when you kind of go into it with that mindset, it becomes more of a restful spot rather than this whole other thing that you need to do. That's not what meditation's supposed to be. It's not supposed to be another chore in your day. It's not I don't know. That's just the wrong mindset that, in my opinion, to go into it with. For me, it's I love doing this. I freaking love getting on meditation cushion and just focusing on that one mantra because it's fun. It's like getting a mind pump. You kind of, and it's just like getting a pump in the gym. Except this time I feel like you can go into the gym for the wrong reasons. You're trying to impress people, or you're just trying to show off, where it's not coming from a place of, I'm doing this for my health so I can be around longer for the people I love. Now, with meditation, it's not so, there is no showing off. There's no, well, I guess there could be in a world where it's meditation is the coolest thing, and if you meditate, then you're freaking cool. But I don't know, that's not the right mindset to go into it with. It's I just love to do this, and I know if I do this, I'll probably be healthier so that I can be around for the people I love. And I think it really hits home for me because I grew up with crazy ADHD. I was just freaking distracted, bouncing off the walls all the time. And so to have something that really hones in all of my energy into one spot, amazing. Game changer. I could not be more grateful for it. And for me, meditation falls under the same umbrella of bodybuilding, because And I would even venture to say bodybuilding and creativity in general, where it's like, this is a tool that will help you build your body, that will help you be more creative, and honestly, just have more freaking fun with your life. Like, it's like you get to be more of you because you're not bogged down by all these distractions all the time and like whatever society is set up for you. You know, you're kind of just doing your thing, doing you, and it's just you and the mantra that is personalized to you. That is what I freaking love about it. It is just a very singular point of attention, and I couldn't be more grateful. So anyways, we're gonna go freaking hit these shoulders, just get a massive freaking pump. That's the name of the game right now. So I'll see y'all in there.